Hey everybody, this is Greg from Hey Get With The Times, and we are just doing a quick update video. So basically, Market Leader has made a lot of changes to their product, so I wanted to come back in and re-record the video for how to set up your eEdge for Keller Williams. So this would be the second video for Class 1. So as you can see, I am already in my Market Leader account. There's been some changes. There's only a couple of things now on your control panel. And also, they have moved the main menu over to the right side of the screen. And all the way over to the right, you will find the word Account. You want to click on that, and then you're going to click on My Account. Once you get in here, it's going to look like it used to look, at least for the most part. We're going to hit Edit, and we're going to start making our changes. So you're going to put your name. If you want to put a title here, you can. Your login information is to get into this particular control panel. So normally we get in through MyKW. However, if MyKW is down, you can go to your website address, which in my case is soldbygreg.kwrealty.com/admin. So in other words, you go to your eEdge website address and then add /admin, and then you can log in using this username and password. If you want to change your password, if you don't know what your password is actually, you can just hit change password, hit forgot password right over here, and then they will send you your current password. Don't worry if you don't know it; it was never sent to you. So that's why you don't know what it is. You can type your designations in here. If you live in a state where you need to put your license number, go ahead and put it in this box here. You'll also see your website and your eEdge email address are here. Notice you can't change these, okay? So if you ever need to know how to get to your eEdge email address or your eEdge website, it's right here and right here. So basically that's where those are. Next is your external email address, which I put in my KW email address here. And then to the right, I can put in my work phone number and my office phone number, or I'm sorry, my cell phone number and my work phone number, okay? If you want to use only one number, for example, if I just want to use my cell phone number, I'm just going to delete my work phone number. I won't put the same phone number there twice. Big change that you need to make sure you check, even if you've done this before, marketing and reply to email. Okay, right now it is set to CRM email. What I want you to do is hit this down arrow right here and switch that to external email. Now, again, as we talked about in class, the purpose of this is pretty important because when the marketing from eEdge goes out, we want it to go out from the external email address, not eEdge's email address. So make sure you send that to external. Set that to external. You can set your call to action here. Call to action would be anything that you want to do to try to make a person who gets your marketing materials come in and contact you. So, call for a free market analysis to find out how much your home is worth, or call now or email now for a list of foreclosures in your area are a couple of examples of very common calls to action. Over to the right, actually, by the way, the disclaimer, leave that alone. Don't mess with it. That's already there for you. To the right, we have your marketing website, which again, I put my regular domain here. We talked about during class today, during class that you're given a subdomain with your eEdge account. But if you'd like, you can buy your own domain and forward it to your subdomain. So, for example, I went to GoDaddy and I bought soldbygreg.com so that when someone types it in the browser window, for example, we'll do that now. Soldbygreg.com. What happens is you'll see up here, it automatically forwards to soldbygreg.kwrealty.com. So you can do that by simply buying a domain name from GoDaddy or register.com or something like that. And then I would put that email address, that website address under your marketing website, not your subdomain. If you haven't bought a domain name, what you can do is just put this website in that box. Or more likely, by now you're probably using the Playster website. If so, put your Playster website in here instead. Again, if you're using your Playster website and you own www.whatever, make sure that you have contacted the company that you bought your domain name from. Make sure you contact the company that you bought your domain name from and update the forwarding from eEdge over to Market Leader. Again, we discussed that in class, and if you have any questions, just give me a call. Okay, so I've fixed my marketing website. My marketing address is where my license hangs. And remember, right here, your mobile app, this is important. You had to get this information from the first video. What you had to do is go to section 4.5 in the first video, and you copied the link for your mobile app while you were in section 4.5. And that's what you're going to be pasting in over here, okay? So again, remember, if you don't remember where it was, you're going to go to mykw.kw.com, and you're going to log in. I'm not sure if I can log in. We'll see. Not sure if I can still log in and get at this. Okay. Oops, hang on. Making me change my password. Timing's everything. Okay, so when I log into my KW, now I'm not going to have this because I'm not an active agent, but you're going to hover over Home, and then over here in the second box, you're going to see Agent Website Admin. I think it'll be the second or third one down. So you'll see Agent Website Admin, and when you click on that, you're going to go to section 4.5, and that's where you will find your link over to your mobile app. Make sure that you change that. If you don't have a link, take it right out of there. Okay? Once you're done, hit save. Oh, it's requiring one. Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to cancel. There we go. There we go. Okay, so again, I don't want you to leave this one here because like we talked about in class, this is not a link to your mobile app. This is a link to the company's mobile app, and you could lose leads this way. So make sure you make that change. This is really important, the My Mobile app and the changing your marketing and reply to email to external email. And then when you're done, make sure you hit save. And we're just having all kinds of fun with this today, aren't we? Okay. So switch that to external, change this to your link, and then hit save, and let's see if it saves this time. If not, you at least get the idea. There we go. Next, we can go to our social media options, and again, I have a whole bunch of them in here. So in order to do this, it's really, really simple. You hit Add Social Media, you select what type of URL, like let's say it's Facebook, and then you're going to go to your Facebook page and type in the full link to your Facebook page. Now remember, when you're going to go to Facebook, make sure that you go to the right place. So for example, if I want to go to my own page, what I'm going to do is right up here, I'm going to go to where it says my name and my picture. I'm going to click on this, and this is my page. Remember, make sure that you go to the right page. And copy the entire link up here, and then paste it in. If you want to do your business page instead, go back to the start page, which is where you go to when you hit facebook.com, and you're going to go to your Facebook, your business page, which will be on the left-hand side. And me, I'm just using my brother's as an example. And you would copy this whole link and put that in there instead. So let me just copy that. And then if I was to come down here, I'd hit Add Social Media, Facebook, and then I would paste in that entire link, and I would save it. Okay? And that's all you need to do to add a Facebook page or any of your social media pages. Finally, we have our images. Now, we talked about this in class. Again, the website image is a low-resolution image. Okay? Normally, that would be a picture of me. I'm not sure why I have that logo there, but it would be similar to this photo right here. So it would be the picture of me. It's a low-resolution picture of me, not high-resolution. And basically, what's the difference there? Well, the difference is the website image does not have to be big because it doesn't need high resolution to display and look nice and sharp. The bigger you make it, the longer it's going to take for your website and your emails to open. So we want to keep that one small. The marketing image, which is an image that will probably look the same as your website image, but it's a high resolution version of it. And the reason we need a high resolution version for the marketing image is because this is the image that's going to print. And if you are printing, you need high resolution so that it doesn't get all out of focus and fuzzy and dotty and pixelated. Okay? Over here, your marketing logo. Once again, I can't stress this enough. If you do not have a team logo, you don't put a logo here. You don't put the KW logo here, in other words. That's already going to show up for you. If you don't have a logo, it would be best if you use an invisible image like I have here. I'm going to hit delete here and just show you what I mean by that. Notice right now it says no image here. That's because before I had an invisible image there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and show you where to get that invisible image. And we're going to go to my website, heygetwiththetimes.com, which is hopefully the website you're watching this video right now. You're going to log in. You hover over downloads, eEdge downloads. Go to this invisible image right here. And we're going to say save link as. And we'll put that right on the desktop. Okay, so I save the image, and I come back here. I'm going to hit Edit, choose File, Desktop, Invisible Image, and I'm just going to upload it. And now, as you can see, well, you can't see, there is a picture there now. It doesn't say, add photo here. But you can't see it because it's invisible, and that just fixes that problem that I told you about in class, where it makes that white box that shows up on the red and black backgrounds go away. Okay, and that is it for this page. So from here, we're going to click on Office Info. There we go, office information, and this is really simple. We're just going to hit edit. We're going to make sure our company information's here, not our information, our company information, and then we're going to change the time zone if you need to, and then hit save. Finally, the last thing we need to do here, because we no longer need to set up our MLS, we no longer need to set up the website itself, we're going to go to activity alerts here. We're going to hit edit. We're going to make sure that our cell phone number is in here. If it isn't, type it in. 10 digits, no spaces, no dashes, just 10 numbers. Set your carrier. Make sure your email address is right. Make sure that all of these boxes down here are checked off. And then simply hit save. Notice I skipped everything else on that page because really nothing else on this page matters to us anymore, because it's all for people who are still using the eEdge website, which we're not. Which is why we're going to skip the MLS setup. Also, I'll just show you this now. If you are planning on doing postcards, you need to go to Billing and Shipping and click Add Payment Information here. Put your credit card number in here so that you can do your postcards. And then when you do, make sure you have to remember to check off, to click this little megaphone here, and that will set this credit card as the default for your marketing. Even though you put your credit card in, nothing is going to happen until you have checked off that megaphone and set it as the default payment option. Okay, finally, the last thing we need to see for eEdge setup is email settings. And again, like I told you before, this is just a basic WYSIWYG window, and this email address is made to be nice and simple. We don't make this one all kinds of fancy, because this is the one that would go out when you're inside of a contact record and you just simply hit email this person, kind of like more of a business email than a marketing email. And of course, the more formatting and stuff that we have, the more likely it is that your email is going to either, not be paid attention to by the person that you're sending it to, and secondly, the more likely it is to get caught in a spam folder. So when you're sending out more of a transactional email, I like to keep this email signature nice and simple. So all I did was I highlighted my name, I bolded it by hitting this B. I came over here where it says text color, and I changed my text color to red for Keller Williams. And I also changed the size from 12 to 14. Whoops. There we go. And that's all I did. I left everything else the same. What you have to remember, double check if this is your first time doing this. Make sure your direct phone number is there, not your office phone number. And be careful, because the email address and the website address it's going to show is the CRM email address. So make sure you change that to your external email address. Okay, so make sure you have your external email address showing here. And if you're showing a website address, make sure that you have your proper marketing address. So in other words, you would switch that over to your Playster address, or to your the domain that you bought. Once you're done, you simply hit save, and seeing as how we're no longer doing this website setup here on the left, you're all done. And that is it. So thank you very much, and I hope that this was helpful. If not, you know you can always call me at 401-323-8700 or email me at soldbygreg@gmail.com. That's SOLDBYGREG @gmail.com. Thanks. Have a great day.